Ahoy, Captain Nico here with the Atlantic Coast Privateers. We just got here in Clearwater Island Estates and we're coming to show you our beautiful vessel San Francesco. Maybe not so beautiful now, but give her a year and $1 million and we're going to surprise you. Alright, we're aboard our old girl here. And this be the offending piling that she bounced off of, putting the nice leak in her, which we're going to show you now. Yeah, big power boat, about 38 feet, came through this cove full blast doing a U-turn. Gotta love power boaters, huh? Of course, the 6-foot wake that resulted from the power boat doing so lifted this old girl up and smashed her on a piling. Alright. We're down here in the engine room where the offending leak is, and we're gonna hope that there's enough light, and it looks like there is, where you can see the water just running in. Gotta love that, huh? Small river. And of course it's way up here under the ceiling boards, so it has to be repaired from the outside. And the aft deck is in nowhere near as bad a shape as the foredeck is. The sacrificial covering, well, of course it's sacrificial, so here's what you get. Where it's already been sacrificed, the sea tall is gone. But underneath, it's still gone. She needs a lot of love, but this is what we do. It's UV, the sunshine, the beautiful Florida sunshine, nothing else. But there sure is a lot of this boat to save. Her spars are solid, her rigging's good. It's gonna need deck work in the center of the ship. The waist deck's gonna need a whole lot of deck work. Forward we got rot here and there and everywhere. San Francesco was born in 1870 in the Cantiers Argentario yards in southern Italy. And her first purpose in life was that big giant waist deck right there at the butterfly hatch on it that's now beautiful private accommodations that need love. Was once a cargo hold. And this boat was used for hauling 12 tons of marble per trip. Shortly after she was born, within 10 years, of course, technology advanced and came the steamships. Then she was no longer useful because she wasn't as fast as the steamships. So, she fell into the hands of some free enterprisers. And they used her and her classic lines, looking like a private yacht, to go to Morocco, Africa, and they were smuggling in wine, stolen art, ivory, all the things they weren't supposed to have. It didn't take long. About 4 years later, the Queen's Navy took her. She got caught full of everything she wasn't supposed to have. So she went to the Queen's impound yard from 1890 until 1962, where a wealthy Italian family found her, fell in love with her lines, and spent $1 million to have her refit as a private yacht. Since then, she's been around the world. She's been to Oranjestad, Aruba as a charter boat after the family gave her up, after they realized what maintenance is involved in a wooden vessel. And she spent quite a few years down in the Caribbean being a charter boat. Now, she's been taken over by a pirate crew. And this pirate crew loves their old girl. She's a piece of history. She's one of the oldest ships left in the United States. And as far as lines go and uniqueness goes, I don't think there's another one out there like her. Not anywhere. Not owned by the government, not owned by a private company, not owned by anybody. There's not another boat like this. which is the reason we are going to save her. We're not letting her go down. This is her original 1870 commissioning plate. San Francesco de Paolo, the patron saint of sailors. And here is her wheel with her name boldly engraved in the wheel. And this, you're seeing a pretty good before and after here, folks. It's going to get a whole lot prettier. Look at that. Oh, hornets. Gotta love it. Now I got to get that back on without getting stung when we're done. Come below, you'll see that she's definitely got some water damage. And her accommodations probably aren't as pretty as they should be, because this is the area that needs all the deck work. Yeah, the cruise quarters originally in this boat, this was a cargo hold from this bulkhead ahead of me all the way back to where we just came in the boat. And this is where the 12 tons of marble would be, all stacked on the ceiling boards on the floor. And there would be about 8 to 12 canvas hammocks hanging in this whole area. And that's where the crew used to sleep. Now, of course, it's a lot better. We got twin beds everywhere. There's room for 9 crew aboard comfortably, probably 15 to 18 semi-uncomfortably. And I'm standing in the captain's head. This is the captain's head here. And this is the guest head here. And forward we go. And this is crew quarters for 2 right here. 2 twin bunks used for storage right now, so of course it's quite a mess. And you can see the rot around her boards. It's not so bad on this side. Over here she's a little flaky and dry, but a lot of this can be salvaged. The good thing about this boat is the couple bad planks, well, they're just a couple bad planks. It's not a big deal. But she, as you can see, has an awful lot of cosmetic damage. And this is all cosmetic damage. And when you go to the end of the cat here, you can see where the iron has cancered out the beautiful wood. Got a lot of work to do. I don't think this cleat's going to be holding a load anytime soon. And this is what we're dealing with here, is a whole lot of dry rot from sitting in the Florida sun. The Florida sun eats boats alive. But all of her hardware is in awesome shape, and her rigging's in good shape. Her spars, a little worse for wear cosmetically, but 100% sound. As you can see, if you stay there, she's a pretty big girl, and I'll probably have to get pretty loud to keep talking to y'all. Once I get to the other end of the ship, and back here on this aft deck, plan on having a couple of swivels on the back quarter, 2 cannons on each side, 4 6-pounders down either side of the waist deck of the boat. I'm going to come over to the other side here so I can get down without killing myself. So we got 8, 2 swivels. So we got 16 guns so far. And then forward here, where you see these big giant cleats, those are probably going to be removed, and I believe we're putting 2 cannon doors forward for a couple small carronades, or maybe even some scaled down 6-pounders. And then just aft of the cat board, which is that red board with the hardware on it that we're going to be replacing, we're We're going to have a couple swivels mounted just after those. Where all the business will be getting done. Everything from dinner to board meetings to probably the consuming of many gallons of rum. At this point, she needs a lot of love to be brought back to her former beauty, but this room, unlike most of the others, is in better shape. And I think she can be a beautiful boat once again. As it's going to take a whole lot to put this girl back to where she needs to be, but we're not giving up, and it's going to get done. This leather here, this is what it looked like 145 years ago. Unfortunately, this is what it looks like now. And it's just it's what happens with age. But we're going to try and find some old cowhide, and we're going to try and put her back together as close to original as we can to keep her value. And as you can see, the veneer is coming right off. This is varnish that was on the wood. Very old varnish, but this is what was on the wood, and this was the wood itself. Of course, she has deck leaks all over the place. Her beams, her timbers are all strong, but everything attached to the superstructure needs to be replaced. Hence the $1 million rebuild. The switch plates, the electrical outlets, all sand forged bronze, 1800s all the way. We're going to have replicas built of everything. Doorknobs, you got to check these out. We have a gentleman ready to make a bunch of these for us. Up north, he's going to sand cast all brand new door pulls, a lot of the deck hardware. He's going to make everything brand new. And she's going to be a beautiful boat once she's brought back to her original glory. All of her electronics, believe it or not, seem to work. I hooked 12 volts to them. They all fired up, all Ray Marine top of the line stuff. Now it's just a matter of keeping it out of the sun. But this is what the Florida sun, moisture, humidity, and organic life will do to a boat in just short 5 years. We get a whole lot of this stuff and just it goes away quick. And this is what the Florida sun and rain do to a 100-year-old boat. It's sad, but it is only wood. Wood's cheap. It's the labor that kills you. As you can see, she's quite the unique vessel. There's not another one like her anywhere left in the world. And just to think, 145 short years ago, boats like this were all over the ocean. Now she's pretty much the last of a dying breed. Well, you saw our ship. That's our ship. And you know she needs a lot of love. We got a long way to go, but it is what it is, and we're going to make her beautiful.